Hello everyone, my name is Ayasha Malik. I am an assistant professor in Department of CSE in IIMT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. Today I am going to discuss a topic that name is inheritance in C++. First of all, in object-oriented programming, the inheritance is the mechanism of basing an object or class upon another object or class, retaining similar implementations, also defined as deriving new classes from existing ones, such as superclass or base class, and then forming them into a hierarchy of classes. In most classes, object-oriented languages like C++, an object created through inheritance, a child object acquires all the properties and behaviors of parent object, with the exception of constructors, destructor, overloading operators, and friend function of the base classes. Inheritance. Let's uh, let's see in simple language what is the need of inheritance and what is inheritance is. The inheritance is the capability of class to inherit the properties of some other class is known as inheritance. Like the class whose property are inherited is called the base class, while the class which inherits the property is known as the derived class. As as you can see a diagram over the screen, or let's take an real life example. If your father is having his home, your father is having his vehicle, like it can be bike, uh, it can be car, it can be anything. Or if your father having some money, then definitely all those thing is related to you or belongs to you. Like you are going to use them, those belongings. So that is the same concept used in the inheritance. Like if some parent class, like if we are making a class and that is a parent class, and if parent class is having any kind of member function there, some member function can be variable or methods there, then all these member function will be used by their child class. Either they are not in private mode, right? They are not in private mode. So we use inheritance. So what is the actually need of the inheritance? Why we use inheritance? So we use inheritance in C++ for reusability of code from the existing class. Like C++ strongly supports the concept of reusability. Reusability is yet another essential feature of OOPS. Next, it is always good to reuse something that already exists rather than trying to create the one that is already present, as it saves times and increase reliability. So we can say we use inheritance in C++ when both classes in the program have the same logical domain and when we want the class to use the properties of its superclass along with its properties. For example, like there is a base class or parent class named animal and there is a child class named dog. So here dog is an animal, so in dog class all the common properties of animal, like all the common properties of written in the animal class, it can be anything, any kind of function like barking and walking and like bathing and anything, whatever the written in the in animal classes, that automatically used by the dog class, because the relation between the animal class and dog class is of child or parent relationship. Or now, so in simple words, we can see the inheritance, the mechanisms of driving a new class from an old one that is already existing class, such that the new class inherit all the members. Members can be variables and can be methods of old classes is called inheritance. Um, Next, in simple words, what is the need of inheritance? That is, कि if we write some code once that and we have to use that code again and again, then there is no need to write that code again and again. Simply we have write code once and then we are going to use that code again and again according to our need. So if for this, as I already discussed, कि due to this, what we are going to save in, actually we are going to save manpower, we are going to save storage, we are going to save like complexity, etc., etc. So what actually matlab when a class inherits from another class, in it inherits both the state and methods of that class. So in that case of car, let's take another example. Let's take an class. We have made a class name car. Yeah, its name vehicle. Then vehicle is a parent class and it drives another class whose name is car, as you can see in the diagram. So class is having a name car and having a function whose name is draw. And now the car class is derived another two classes, which is saloon car and state car. Like car can be anything, or we can say car, then car can be divided into Mercedes, or it can be BMW, it can be Scorpio, and etc. etc. It is a category. Car is kind of category, and vehicle is kind of another category. In vehicle, if we are going to make another class that is parallel to the car class, so it can be truck. Like it can be vehicle under the vehicle. Another class can also be made like bike. So is it is belongs to a category. If car lies in a class of vehicle, and in the class of car, there that can be divided into another classes, that is saloon car, state car. But the thing is common in all the classes, is in the classes of vehicle. If it is vehicle, then definitely it is having a engine. If it is a vehicle, then it is having what tires, it is having lights, it is having seats, etc., etc. That things which is common in all kind of vehicles. So if we are initializing some kind of variables, or we are initializing some kind of method that are going to be common in all the remaining classes, then why the need to write all the methods and all the function again and again? Like all these function which I have seen ki like engine start, gear change, lights on, है ना, or lights off, number of total wheels. So all these methods are going to placed only the one class whose name is vehicle here, and all the methods are going to use by the class naming car. And if there is another parallel class, it can be bike, it can be truck. So all the methods, all the variables which is declared or initialized only once, that the variables are used by again and again by the n number of classes. So that is the benefit of inheritance, right? I think you are going to now you are clearly understand what is the meaning of inheritance. So in basically inheritance, there are kind of two classes. First is parent class. Somewhere it is also known as base class. So in this class, this is the class whose properties is inherited by the subclass. The name is its name, that is parent. So whatever the parent is having, that is totally used by their son. So simply it is a class whose property is inherited by the subclasses. Like the above example, car is a uh, like the above example, car is a parent class for saloon car and state car, but car is not the parent class for the vehicle class. Right? Vehicle class is the parent class for the car class. Right. Now you are getting correctly. Good, good, good. Next is another class which is used in inheritance is child class, or somewhere it is also called derived class. It is a class that inherits the property of another classes. That means you are going to use your parents' vehicle, your parents' home, your parents' accessories, and XYZ. So child class, or somewhere it is also known as derived class. So it is a class that inherits the property of another classes. Like in the above example, uh, car is what? Child class for which class? Yes, exactly, for vehicle class, not for saloon car class, not for state car class. And next, saloon car class and state car class is a child class of car class. Right, correct. Next, we are going to discuss modes of the inheritance in C++ as somewhere you can see कि some parents are, some strict kind of parents are also there. They are not going to give their properties to their son. They are like कि they, these properties are belongs to me only, the me. They make a contract, they make a will, like we are not going to, and they never disclose. So that is called, मतलब they are doing their safety purpose. If you are not having to properly feed them in future onwards, then they will survive by themselves. So this kind of feature is also available in inheritance. Like if we want ki some kind of features or some kind of members are are behaving like private, matlab they are not disclosed to another classes, so it is also possible in the inheritance class कि if we are if we want some members not to disclosed in another classes, this member, this function is only for this class, so we have to make them private, we have to write them in private mode. So the first mode of inheritance is private mode. In private mode, when a child class is derived from a base class, then both public and protected members of the base class will become private in the derived class, and private members of the base class are again not accessible in the derived class, like they are only accessible by the parent class, not any other class, due to their security purpose. Next mode is protected mode. So in protected mode, when a child class is derived from a base class or parent class, then both public and protected members of the base class will become protected in the derived class, and private members of the base class are again not accessible in the derived class. In contrast, protected members can be easily accessed in derived class. And the last one is open mode, that is public mode. In the public mode of inheritance, when a child class is derived from the base or parent class, then the public member of the base class or parent class will become public in the child class also. In the same way, the protected member of base class become protected in the child class. And private members of the base class are not accessible in the derived class. So I think it is clear. There are three modes. First one is private mode, and the second one is protected mode, and last one is correct public mode. So if we talk about the application of inheritance, so first of all, we can use inheritance in overriding. Next, we can use in code reuse. मतलब its code is again reused and reused. And where we can use inheritance, I guess. Okay, we'll discuss later. Next, we'll move to our next topic, that is advantages of C++ inheritance. As I already discussed, the benefit of the inheritance, or the benefit of the inheritance is to reduce the manpower, to reduce the storage, to reduce the time complexity, and to access the concept and to use the concept code reusability. Like you have to write once and use again and again and again. Like now you can reuse the members of your parent class, so there is no need to define the member again. So less code is required in the class. Next, go to the next slide, that is types of the inheritance. So there are many types of the inheritance. First one is single inheritance. Single inheritance is like where subclasses inherit, where child class inherit the feature of one parent class. In this, a class acquires the properties of another classes. As you can see in the diagram below, class A is a base class, or we can say class A is a parent class, and class B is a derived class, or it is a um, child class. So in this, class A is a parent class and class B is a child class. So all the function and all the members of class A will be used by class B. As you can see in the code itself, we are creating here a class name account, and we are declared a variable whose name is salary, and the data types is float a float type of variable whose name is salary and having the value is 60,000. Right, and we have created another classes whose name is programmer, and rest you are seeing written over ki colon, after that public, after that account. That is the line which is used for the inheritance. That means that is the syntax of inheritance. Here the class programmer is child class, and the whichever written after the colon, that is public account, is a parent class. So we have created another class which name is programmer, and derived this class from the above class name is account. So we have created another variable name whose name is bonus, and whose data types is of float, and the value is 5,000. So in the programmer class, we have created a main function. We have created a main function, and in main function we have we have created an object p1, and from due to the help of p1 we are going to print the above. We are going to print, or we want to print the above variables, that is written here, salary p1 dot salary, and then bonus p1 dot bonus. So if we did not know the concept of inheritance, then this program shows error, because only the variable bonus is presenting in the programmer class, not the variable salary. So it shows the error ki you have not declared or not initialized the variable salary. But as this program or this class is inherited class or derived class, so in this child class, having the power to use all the member of public class, so it can able to uh, call the salary variable which is not present in his class, which is present in his parent class. So the output of this program will salary colon 60,000, and bonus colon 5,000. Next is multiple inheritance. In this type of inheritance, where one class can have more than one superclass and inherit features from all parent class. As you clearly seen in the diagram, class A is a child class, but class B and class C is the two parent class, and they both are driving a single class, that is class A. So class A will going to use all the properties of class B as well as all the properties of class A. As you can see in the code, we are having a class animal, and we are having a class dog, and we are having a class baby dog. So here all the classes are inherited. Class animal is a parent class for class dog, and class dog is a parent class for baby dog. So all the members written here, like all the function created here, that eat function is created in the animal class, and bark function is created in the dog class, and weave function is created in the baby dog class. So if we are continuing the baby dog class, and we have creating a main function, and we have creating a object here to call all the three function, that is eat, bark, and weave, then this definitely shown an error if we did not know the concept of inheritance. But as we know the concept of inheritance, and we have inherited all the classes, then it will not show any kind of error and will execute successfully, as they have the power to use the code which is not written in their class but is written in their parent class. So the output of this is eating, barking, and weeping. Next is multi-level inheritance. In this, where a subclass is inherited from another subclass. Like, it is not uncommon that a class is derived from another derived class. As shown in figure, it is a multi-level inheritance. Here A is grandfather, and class B is father, and C is child. So like class C can be, we can say class C is a base class, and class B is intermediate class, and class C is derived class. Like the class A serves as a base class for the derived class B, which in turn served as a base class for the derived class C. Next, the class B is known as intermediate base class because it provides a link for the inheritance between A and C. The chain A, B, C is known as inheritance. is declare inheritance path. I think it is clear. Key the C is base class and B class B is intermediate class and class A is derived class. The class C serves as a base class for the derived class B, which in turns as a base class for the derived class A. Next, the class B is known as the intermediate base class because it provides a link for the inheritance between class C and class A. Next, the four types of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance. This is where one class serves as a superclass for more than one subclass. For example, a parent class A can have two subclass B and C. Both B and C's parent class is A, but B and C are two separate subclass. As you can see in the figure, here class G is parent class and it is driving two class B and class C, and all the function written in the class G is successfully used by class B and successfully used by class C, but there is no interlink or there is no connection between class B and class C. They both are independent and unknown to each other. Same concept is follow in near like class B is a parent class of class A and class C, and class A is successfully going to use all the members and members of class B, and class C is also use the members of class B, but there is no connection between class A and class C. That is, the function written in the class A did not accessible by the class C. Next and last type of inheritance is hybrid inheritance. Inheritance is like when a mix of two or more than two of the above type of inheritance occurs, then this kind of inheritance is known as the hybrid inheritance. Like when a class A has a subclass B which has two subclasses C and D. This is a mixture of both multi-level inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. What is the subclasses and superclasses? Subclasses is also known as the base class, or it is also known as the child class, and superclasses is also known as the base class and parent class, and subclasses is also known as somebody says it as a child class and derived class. And I think the code of remaining these inheritance we'll see in our in my new in upcoming lectures. So thank you.